What did Jesus write in the dust? It is one of the Bible's most profound and baffling mysteries. The crowd waited, eyes burning with malice. The accused woman trembled, paralyzed by fear. Stones were clenched in angry fists, but instead of answering their perfect trap, Jesus simply stooped down and began to write. The Bible never tells us what he wrote, only that he did, but in that absolute silence is the loudest message of all. The scene, from John 8, explodes into chaos. The scribes and Pharisees burst into the temple courtyard, dragging a woman caught in the very act of adultery. No trial, no defense, just public humiliation. They treat her like a weapon, throwing her at Jesus' feet. And then they sneer, delivering their ultimatum. Moses commanded us to stone such women. What do you say? This wasn't about justice. It was a perfectly constructed, impossible trap. If Jesus condemned her, he would violate the spirit of his own message of mercy and risk the wrath of the Roman authorities who forbade Jewish executions. If he excused her, he would violate the sacred law of Moses. They thought they had him cornered. They were ready for a debate, but Jesus had no intention of arguing. Then, he does the one thing no one in that entire frantic crowd expected. He stoops, silent, calm, and with his finger, he begins to write in the dust of the temple floor. Every eye stares. Every hostile voice hushes. The stones remain clenched, but the energy has shifted. What is he writing? The clock is ticking. The tension is unbearable. For centuries, scholars have debated this moment. Some say he was simply buying time. Others suggest he was listing the commandments the Pharisees had broken just to set this trap. But there is a far deeper theory, a theory rooted in the Old Testament, one that perfectly explains what happens next. What if Jesus was writing their sins? The secret ones, the hidden lusts, the fraudulent business deals, the moments of private cruelty that only God knew. This act would echo the prophet Jeremiah, who wrote that those who abandon God will have their names written in the dust. Imagine that scene, seeing your private shame, your deepest hypocrisy, traced in the dust, letter by the very hand of the Son of God. Imagine that sudden, overwhelming conviction. Would you still hold your stone? As they pressed him for an answer, desperate for a ruling, Jesus stood up and delivered the most devastating, three-part sentence in the entire New Testament. Let the one who is without sin cast the first stone, and then he knelt again, and he wrote once more. That was the moment the trap collapsed, and one by one, from the oldest to the youngest, they dropped their weapons and walked away. The law demanded judgment, but conviction, real, divine conviction, had pierced deeper than any threat, any accusation, any stone they could hold. When Jesus finally looked up, the crowd was gone. The only things left were the woman, the dust, and the mercy of God. He didn't minimize her sin. He didn't offer a defense. He simply asked, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" When she answered, "No one, Lord," he gave her the final powerful word of grace. "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." What he wrote in the dust will forever remain a mystery, but the message he left is universally clear. Before God, no sin is hidden. And yet, mercy still speaks louder than any judgment. Maybe the real question of this incredible story isn't what Jesus wrote on the ground that day, but what he would write if your heart were the ground beneath his hand. Conviction exposes, grace restores. And sometimes we need a moment of holy silence for the dust to remember what we try to forget.